Hey, it's Nick Canto with Tropic Flare. Today we're going to learn how to build an AI agent in n8n using OpenAI and some other tools. And for this exercise, we're going to do it just to build a very simple kind of email response tool that I've kind of already pre-built here. And I'm going to show you how I built it. And then we're going to kind of do some live tests to see kind of how it performs. Um, so to get set up here, what you're going to want to do is you need to get n8n. And n8n is a workflow tool which receives triggers off of things that happen in the world, like receiving an email or receiving a text message or update in a Google Sheet, whatever it is, right? Trigger happens, and then you tell n8n what you want to happen when that trigger happens, and then it will go do that. So the problem with that is that most times this workflow is very linear. You can have a few steps here and there, but you need to have something that can intelligently understand what that trigger is if it's kind of open-ended to kind of understand what needs to be done. So that's where AI comes into play. So AI can read an input and understand what are the actions that need to happen based off of that input. And then you just have to tell your AI agent what to do when those actions are determined to be needed. Um, so to get started, you'll want to kind of create an n8n droplet with DigitalOcean. You can do this for about $6 to $8 per month. And you can host a ton of different business processes in here with all your tools, most of your tools. It's not as tool friendly as something like Zapier or Make would be because this is kind of more of a developer kind of thing. But the API capability is very, very strong with n8n. But I recommend you use DigitalOcean to kind of get this started. Very simple. You can see that I've hosted mine on automation.tropicflare.com to build my AI agents for myself and for my clients. So next, you're going to want to get an OpenAI key, OpenAI API key. You can get this for like $5 or $10 with OpenAI. And you don't need any more than that to kind of build out your initial prototype for your agent. You just kind of need to get that started. Um, and after you go, and I'm going to save this one. After you got those two things, you can come into n8n and you can, you can actually start a workflow. So you open up, let me start. So you create a workflow. You can say, I want it to be based off of a Gmail, right? On message received, and you can add in your credentials here. You can add in your OpenAI key. Let's say I want to do this based off of OpenAI. Create an assistant. Actually, this would be on a trigger. So it'd be time-based, basically. Anyhow, but you add in your credentials with here, right? So you create a new credential, you put in your API key here, and that allows you to start using the OpenAI models. We'll leave this open, close it, sorry. And you can see here that I built in an AI agent for people who rent short-term rentals and use email to do a lot of their intake and outtake for customer inquiries, right? Or you can do this for many different types of things, right? So you can say this can be a lead generator, this can be a sales tool, whatever it is, as long as there's emails coming in and there's a pretty, maybe like 10 or 20 most common actions that happen off of the emails. And you just kind of need, it's pretty templated what you kind of respond to and stuff like that when the certain inquiry comes in. You can make an AI agent to understand what that email is, who's sending it, is there any previous history with that customer, and you can tell it to go do actions. So what I've built here is you can see here that I've built not that far. I built a thing also every email that comes on in, let's say this is a specific email you're using to handle customer inquiries. So every minute, n8n is going to go and check for new emails. And you can see here that a customer has sent in an email saying, hey, there's a problem with my faucet and it won't stop dripping. Can you please come fix this? Also, is there any way to extend my stay here? Thanks. And then it's got, whatever it's got on the end of it. So what I do is I connect an OpenAI to that, and I tell it to go read that email with ChatGPT, and I give it a list of actions that it can do. So I say, I want you to understand this email and come up with a list of actions that need to occur. Your actions that you can create in a JSON output are as follows. Create work order via email, create work order via SMS, email customer, email owner, log action database. Here's some information. To work order completers, plumber, Sam Jenkins, this is his Gmail, and always you need to email Sam. A locksmith, Phil Donaldson, here's his email, here's his phone number. You always send an SMS to Phil. So here's the book more days form. If they want to book more days, you send them this link. If they ask about this, you tell them this, right? In your output, please format it like this. Don't include any other explainer text or any other information. Just create the list of actions. If you don't know what to do, default to email owner and send email with the body subject to nick@tropicflare.com. So here is the output that I want it to create, basically, right? And you can see here that there's a list of things here. The first is create work order via email. Second one could be email customer. And third could be log info to database, right? So ChatGPT reads that and it kicks out a response. This is the response that it kicked out for that email that got received in. It created 3 different actions. It created send work order via email because that faucet is dripping and it needs to be completed by Sam Jenkins, who is the plumber. And then it needed to send an email to the customer. So it says, hey, we're sending a technician to fix your faucet. To extend your stay, please fill out the following form. And it sent them the type form to book more time. And then what I've done for that content is I clean it up a little bit with this code. And then I kick it out into steps 1, 2, and 3, the 3 actions that need to happen, right? Then with those actions, put in a switch case, right? So for each action that gets kicked out here, you see there's 3 items, 3 item actions. Each one that comes in needs to go with a specific flow. So for example, if the action type is create work order via email, you need to go create an email work order. If it's create work order via SMS, you need to go create an SMS work order, right? So it kicks those out into the different step flows. You can see here's the one for email work order. Here's the one for SMS, which I've connected to Twilio. Twilio, don't know how to say that. This one is connected to email the customer, so it's connected to my Gmail. And this one's going to be connect to, let's do to Postgres. And let's go to insert row into a table, for example. You can connect your thing there, and you can give it a table to go push into. Or you could say, hey, I want to, go create a new row in my Google Sheet or whatever. You do whatever, right? And this time I'm actually, let's just say I'm going to delete this, and let's just say my database is Google Sheet. So let's go to append row and sheet, and I think maybe it's this one. Yeah, let's go for blog post or something like that, right? And I can go input the fields in here and pop them in there, right? To enter to my database. So yeah, this is basically an AI agent. So we can, you can save it, you can activate it, and I gotta do the outstanding issues. So in this case, I don't have a Twilio account, so I can't actually save it, but you can see here that I could basically set it up to send to the customer or to WhatsApp, right? And you can send a message there and do whatever. So yeah, in short, this if I turn this live, this would work. It creates a list of actions with OpenAI. It parses them. And it does each of those actions specifically. And if it doesn't know what action to do, it will send an email to me and say, hey, I don't know what to do. Tell me, go do the actions yourself. So this is a very, very simple, AI agent, but, think about like all the things you could build with this, the problem we're in this world right now is it's March 2025, right? And AI is it's kind of a cool gimmick for now, to be honest with you, because like you can go to ChatGPT and you can say, hey, I want to create a video, or I want to create a blog post, or I want to, respond to this email, right? But then you yourself have to actually go do the actions on the to post the thing, right? You can get the blog post, but then you yourself got to go create that in your WordPress account, right? Or it gives you the copy for the email or the copy for your document, but then you yourself have to actually go create the document, go create the thing. But with creating an AI agent, for example, every time you enter a new row into a Google Sheet, right? It can understand what action needs to happen. It can go process that, go get additional information from your different data sources, cram that all into a response list of actions, and go complete each one of those actions pretty dynamically. So that's the kind of the power that you can do with creating an AI agent with OpenAI and n8n. Super powerful, and you can look at all these tools you can kind of you can do. So if I want to go to YouTube, I can get information from a channel, right? Every time I get a new email that comes in about a specific YouTube channel, like go, and it's about a YouTube channel, go get me the information for the YouTube channel, or URL. I can scan a URL, right? We'll have to have credential for it. But anyhow, the sky's the limit, basically, right? So another thing you could build, like for example, is every time you get a new lead form, right, and you want to go analyze who that customer is, and they have to put in their website into your booking form, right? And you want to basically understand who their business is, or send them a response based off of who their business is, right? Maybe they send you an inquiry that's got like 2 or 3 different questions in it. You need to respond accordingly. You could build out an AI agent, very templated, that can do that for you. Pretty cool. So if you like this kind of example and are really interested in kind of building these types of AI agents, really scrappy, without too much of a budget, something like this to build this out, this is like, a couple $100 for development time and kind of building it out a little bit, testing it. It's not too expensive, and it can save you a ton of time. It can really, free up your time to go work on other parts of your business, and always gives you the power to turn it off and on. We're talking about replacing a lot of time for staff and for you know a lot of different resources for your business, right? You just have to get the right third-party tools that can do those actions for you, and do it yourself. So anyhow, AI agents, they're pretty cool. You should try them. Awesome. Contact me at Tropic Flare if you're interested. Thanks so much.